Okay, the World Cup has come and gone. I would like to share my thoughts on it with you. I was thoroughly impressed, I gotta say. Overall, a spectacular show. Well produced, good camera work, good commentary. Of course, there's different channels that covered it, but I watched mostly the BBC. It's just a fun thing to be a part of, and it lived up to the hype and all the expectations. There was great soccer played, there was drama, there was upsets, surprises, and there was the pain and agony of losing, which was experienced by every team except for one, France. I would have done more videos throughout the tournament, but the thing is FIFA are like Nazis, and they will shoot down anybody who tries to use any piece of footage. So it's like I'm trying to talk about a soccer game or a play or a moment, and I can't show you the moment, so it kind of becomes retarded. From a personal standpoint, I was gutted when my teams were eliminated, as you might imagine. My teams were basically Germany, England, obviously America was out. Germany did have that incredible come-from-behind victory against Sweden with an unbelievable goal, holy Christ. Last second, literally on the last kick of the game for the Germans, they score a goal to win and advance. Or at least keep the chance of advancing alive until the friggin' South Koreans beat them, of all people. Of all people, the South Koreans beat them, and, you know, obviously they didn't advance either, but they acted like they had just won the World Cup. England played very well. Obviously, the shootout with Colombia was riveting. It was an incredible victory, and they did stir up a lot of emotions in England, a lot of pride. They played well, they played better than expected, and they finished fourth. But they did lose 3 times, so it did feel like we got kicked in the nuts 3 times. I mean, didn't we lose more than every other team? I guess there were probably a couple teams that lost all 3 matches, but it doesn't feel like it. My thoughts on the final game. I think it's unfortunate. I think there was a bunch of bullshit. Basically, the first 2 goals for France were trash. I think both were totally illegitimate. The first goal was an own goal. It was scored by the striker for Croatia. He jumped up, hit it on his head, and it went into the net. The keeper, I don't know what the keeper's doing. This keeper had the worst reflex time I've ever seen. He played horribly this game. He was out of position, he showed no dexterity, no cat-like reflexes, no athleticism whatsoever. Like, the guy is shooting a ball at you with force, and he was relaxed. Like, he thought, oh, for sure someone's gonna head this. No, you have to assume no one's gonna head it, and you have to save that. Now, I understand it took a slight deflection. I also understand that the Croatian defenders should never have been that far back into the box. They should have pushed it up. And obviously it was a terrible attempt to head the ball out by the Croatian player. But that being said, the keeper should have saved that ball. Either way, we're talking about an own goal. So France scores because a Croatian put it in the net. It's not exactly glorious, is it? But it makes it way worse because the free kick should not have been given. Antoine Griezmann, who, by the way, was the man of the match. Okay, I think he won that award. He had scored 4 times in this World Cup. He scored in this match off a penalty, which was bullshit too. He was not fouled. Let me repeat that. This dude, Griezmann, he pretended that he was fouled. He was not fouled. He dove. He faked it. He lied. Here's the clip. Look at him. That is not a foul. That is a dude diving to the ground. He was not touched. He was not harmed. This is cheating. This is immoral. This is bullshit. So France takes a 1-0 lead off an own goal that was brought about by a non-foul with their star player diving in the most scandalous way possible. Great. Well done. Well done, guys. Anyway, Croatia came back and they scored an amazing goal. The guy just hammered it into the corner. A totally legit goal. Then we have the second goal, which was off a handball. They called it a handball. Now, they didn't call it at the time. It was done in the instant replay, the VAR system. So you have a corner kick. The corner comes in. Guy jumps up, tries to head it, doesn't really head it, and the defender, it kind of hits his hand. His hand was in the vicinity. They're trying to say that this was a deliberate handball. I don't think so. I don't think it was. And what makes it worse is that it wasn't like that ball was going to do anything. So if it gets by this man, it's not going in the net. There's no clear and present danger that it's a goal-scoring opportunity. In fact, there's a Croatian defender sitting right there with his head. He's about to head it out. But the bottom line is, I just don't think this guy deliberately used his hand. Now, when you play it in slow motion and you go, ooh, look at that, slow motion, it takes a 1/10 of a second and turns that into 10 seconds. It makes you think, oh, wait a minute, it looks like oh yes, he knew what to do with his hand. Meanwhile, this happened super fast, like bang, bang, like it's over. Anyway, they get the penalty shot and they score, go up 2-1. And now Croatia has to play a different style of game. So essentially, their first 2 goals should not have happened. Okay, there's a very easy case to make that those goals are not legitimate. So they could have been up 1-0 at this point in the game. And if they were up 1-0, they would have played a different style. They wouldn't have committed so many men to the attack. Because guess what? The next 2 goals that came for France came off counterattacks. It came because Croatia had attacked the box. It sounds sexual, it's not. And France gains possession. They send a long ball up to Mbappe. And they score twice off of these counterattacks. So their defense is scattered, it's loose, because why? Because they're playing from behind. So it changes the entire dynamic of the game. And while it was good plays from Pogba and Mbappe to put those shots on net, again, with Pogba, it was like a deflection, and he got a second chance, and he put it in. But again, the keeper, what is the keeper doing? Keeper is completely wrong-footed. I mean, go look back at the reaction time with the Mbappe goal. Mbappe shot that shit from way outside the box. The keeper he's not even crouched. He's not even in a 3-point stance. Like, he's not ready to do anything. He barely moves. I mean, shit. I don't know how this is the first choice keeper for Croatia, but okay. Whatever, yay for France. Oh, who cares? Move on, right? The one thing I will say is that there are some tragic flaws to the game of soccer. And there's a few things that come to mind. It goes back to this Griezmann thing. That's not an isolated event, him taking a dive. I mean, there's a long history of soccer players faking fouls in the hopes to get a penalty kick. It is so common that the fans they know it's coming, it comes anyway. We're like, dude, we know you're fucking lying. But what it says to me is something greater than that. The whole point of sports is that we're cheering on people who exhibit characteristics that we admire. It's not the fact that you're some guy that has the ability to put a ball in a net. That literally means nothing. Completely arbitrary. It's not what makes people gravitate to the sport. And this applies to any sport. Basketball, baseball, I mean, like, look at basketball. Nobody cares that you can shoot a ball into a net. This is about as interesting as, I don't know, somebody being good at Jeopardy or something. It's just a random skill that's neither here nor there. What we care about is, can you lead a team? Can you come from behind and claim victory? Can you face your foe and defeat him? Can you show bravery? Can you show endurance? Can you be smart with strategy? Can you have teamwork? Can you be creative? Can you perform to the best of your abilities when the stakes are high, when everything's on the line? Those are the elements that we're looking for in sport. The sport is the variable, doesn't matter, which is why it's stunning to me that these guys that we look up to, soccer players, they're lying bitches. Like, the vast majority of them are just despicable, cheating, immoral sons of bitches. I mean, look at the guy, the striker for Croatia. This cunt scores on England, and what do you know, the next 2 minutes, he cramps up. Oh, yeah, oh, I'm super hurt, my leg, I can't move. Falls to the ground. He does this twice. Why does he do it? To kill time. To kill time. Everybody in the world knows he's doing it to kill time. He's not hurt, he's lying. Now, what characteristic does this show us? It doesn't show us manliness, bravery, courage, integrity. No, none of it. It's all negative. It's all the worst possible characteristics that a human could exhibit. And he's doing it in HD while being filmed. And what, we're supposed to overlook this? This is fucking awful. They also do this with killing time. So the team that is up, and by the way, this is another tragic flaw with soccer. The only time a soccer game is interesting is when the game is tied. Straight up. That's the only time it's interesting. Because, and by the way, even that is not guaranteed. But let's say it's tied, and you're coming up, you got 10 minutes left in the game. Well, basically, it's whoever scores first is going to win. There's a great chance that that's going to be the case. The second you get to overtime, you might try to take a few chances and win the game, but you might play to not lose and just try to get to a shootout. So you're never really going to try your best, you're never going to go for broke, and the game suffers for it. But if the game is not tied, what you have is one team is ahead of the other team. Well, the team that's behind, they have a lot of incentive to play hard and try to score, try to tie the game, try to not lose. The team that's ahead, what is their incentive? To score more? No. If you try to score more, you open up your defense to a counterattack. Oh, if you score another goal, yeah, that would help your cause, but if you risk doing that too much, you might get scored on, and that's bad for you. So what do? You lollygag. You walk around, you pretend that you're hurt, and you waste time. The clock never stops in soccer, which is why I would suggest, and this is never going to happen, but it would make the game infinitely better, that in the last 15 minutes of every soccer match, if one team is ahead of another, the clock is stopped when the ball is out of bounds, or whenever the referee declares it to be stopped. So, if the keeper grabs the ball, instead of diving on it and standing there and killing a minute off the clock, the keeper will just sit there and just be like, well, okay, let me wait, la-di-da-di-da. No, he grabs the ball, okay, I'm stopping the clock. Click. We'll wait for you, because nobody in the audience benefits from seeing these millionaire pussies waste time in pure fear and pure panic. It's not sportsmanlike, it's cowardly, it's shameful, it makes me sick. Ball goes out of bounds, oh, it's a throw-in, oh, let me just walk over there, walk, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick. Oh, you know what, I'm gonna have my teammate throw the ball in. Here, you come throw it. And he walks over, and oh my God. Then, of course, the coach takes part, and oh yeah, let's put like 3 subs in the last minute of play. Right. Sure, great strategic choice there, coach. So, yeah, we're going to sub for who? The guy in the far corner. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just wait for him to walk over here. And then, tra-la-la-la-la, you got to wait for this dude to walk. And he's applauding his fans, and he's like, basically, this is a victory lap. The game's over. Fuck it. And everybody knows what he's doing. And again, this is embarrassing. This doesn't happen in other sports. You can't kill the clock in baseball. You can't kill the clock in basketball. Oh, you used to, but that's why they put in the shot clock. If they used to not have a shot clock, imagine that. You take a 2-point lead, you just pass the ball around. No, so with 15 minutes left in the game, you stop the clock every time the ball goes out of bounds. Makes perfect sense. It would make the thing more interesting to look at. It would cut out all this fucking gamesmanship, which is actually just despicable cheating and pussy behavior, quite frankly. And it would make the games more watchable, because this dynamic plays out every game. Most games, you're going to have one team up over another team, and what are they doing? They're just stalling. They're just in a panic trying to end the game. And they're using all these tactics. I'm sick of it. Anyway, the World Cup was pretty goddamn special. I enjoyed it. I will miss it. And I'm looking out for the next thing that can grip our imaginations in the same way. They are rare. The mainstream media tries to make the Olympics have this sort of grandeur, but it really doesn't. And when it comes to a global stage with enormous numbers, where winning this thing is just life-changing, legacy-building, you're set up for life, you're going to be a freaking national hero guaranteed for the rest of your life. Nothing compares to this. It reminds me of that song, Nothing Compares to You, by Sinead O'Connor. Oh my God, imagine if Ireland won the World Cup. Jesus. Imagine that party. I think I'd just take a red eye to Ireland no matter what if they won, just to party with those people. Anyway, hope you're all doing well, and you tell me what your favorite part of the World Cup was. Bye-bye.